Hello, everyone. This is Gia back with Parent Voices Unfiltered, and we're just about to start our live. Waiting for everyone to join in the discussion, and for our guest, Adrena will be joining us today, and also we have a wonderful guest. They also will be joining us, Shamika. See, Drina requesting to join our. Hi, Carmen Rose. I see Parent Voices Oakland is here. Hi, Adrena. How are you?
I'm good. Oh my God, I was so excited when I saw Parent Voices Oakland. I was like, oh, do you want to request to join? Because I mean, I see what they be doing on Instagram, okay? And
Yes.
we see you. So if you want to request, let's join this conversation. Love it.
Uh, yes, we love our Parent Voices chapters. They're doing excellent work in the community, and we're always really glad to have everyone join in the discussions and really talk about these important topics for parents and families. So we have another guest. They will be joining us. Hopefully, they'll request to join, and we'll start in just like a couple minutes. We'll let everyone flow into our live. Let's see. Well, I know it's the pretty much the end of the summer is like approaching us. And I know we've had different lives about like summer, and hopefully all the families are having a really great summer and preparing for this like crazy hectic school year. Um, how's your summer been, Adrena?
It went by really fast. Yeah, it went by really, really fast. I actually posted something because it was like Catalina's last day of second grade. We surprised her with her,
Hi,
hey,
Francis.
Everybody.
yay!
Hey, it's good to see y'all.
You too.
Thanks
Just
for joining.
here. Okay.
Adrena was just discussing our summer with our kids just briefly before we started our live topic.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just saying that my summer went fast. We surprised Catalina with her first Giants game, and I feel like that was like last week. And
Oh,
she already started third grade, and I'm just like, I'm not sad, I'm not crying. Like, where did time go? What are you talking about? My baby's still my baby.
yeah.
Not tears, sweat.
I know,
Okay.
I'm not gonna cry right now. We're on a live.
I know.
Yeah.
I know summer did fly by for us as well. I mean, most of my energy went to just trying to help them beat the heat. And so, I think I can finally throw away the inflatable swimming pools and, 'cause things, I done patched them up so much. I'm like, I think I'm ready to let them go. I hope they are, but, and just trying to transition into back to school, got to go back to school shopping and, cut down the thermostat a little bit.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and I think we had a nice little lovely bout with COVID. So, you know, it's tough to think about all the other stuff we're going to deal with once the kids go back to school
Mhm.
and trying to get vaccinated, I guess. I mean, I attempted to, but I have to tell a funny story. My middle son, he's really big for his age. He's like 80 pounds, strong little kid. So we go get the COVID vaccine, and I'm trying to convince the one to get his, trying to sit down with the baby, and then Samson was like wrestling with three nurses. I mean, he just didn't. We ended up walking out of there without him getting it. And
Yeah.
like, well, I don't want to wear my mask. I was like, yeah, we couldn't even get you to get the shot, so you got to wear your mask.
Yeah.
But you got to do both, anyways. But it was just quite an interesting scenario.
I know. We can definitely talk a little bit more about that. We'll go ahead and start our topic discussion. I know, we have another um, parent commenting in our comment section. So please feel free to like hop in. I don't know if we can have four people, Adrena.
I want to say we can have up to 4. Yeah.
Okay,
So I
so
mean, yeah.
Well,
if there's a request to join, Jamaica, you can join too. You just have to request it at the bottom of your Instagram screen. You can request to join. But yeah, so our topic, this month is back to school, and so we have our lovely, always glad to talk with this, who's like also this extraordinary artist and advocate and beautiful mom, and then we have also Adrena. I love speaking live, a beautiful mom and also advocate. Um, so we're in school with our kids, and there's like important things to consider, like when we're talking about advocacy and back to school and all the fun things getting back to school. So, what are some things like if your kids are, like a new like school, like my kids are starting pre-K, so I have some anxiety about, sending them to a new school. Like, what are your thoughts on sending your kids back to school, or if they're like on a new journey, like high school, junior high? What's that like for parents?
I think we're nervous with them,
Yeah,
you know, and we just try to connect as much as we can to be there to hold their hand and help them walk through the process because we all been there. We know what it's like being in ninth grade, or I remember kindergarten. I don't know if anybody, it's tough to remember that far back, but I remember, the anxiety switching high schools, going to high schools that aren't as diverse, or, even college,
yeah.
even university, it's some tough transition. So just trying to kind of level with our kids and talk them through it.
I know exactly. Um, I know we have another parent commenting, um, you know, that her child was, and it can be very nerve-wracking. Um, and I know also we have really great things for the schools, like the California Universal Meals that they're like implementing for our kids to just pretty much have free food. They don't have to apply or worry about it. So if they want to have the lunch or, breakfast available, I think it's really wonderful that California is doing that for the schools.
That is a good initiative. I mean, and then it helps out parents. You don't have to get up at the crack of dawn. I got boys and they like to eat 2 breakfasts. Okay, so nobody's disappointed if I'm making breakfast and they get to go to school and get breakfast. But
Yeah.
just it's a plus, and plus, it saves the budget too, the grocery budget. If you're on food stamps, that saves you more food stamps. I do encourage people to try out the you know, pick your kid up early on the day and get their lunch try it out. Your kids are
Have another guest here. Would you just starting our discussion about the universal meals, and Frances was telling us how her growing kids, you know, they don't mind actually 2 breakfasts. It even, really great that California is including this universal meal for our kids at school. Do you have thoughts, like, Adriana, do you have any thoughts about the universal meals?
I mean, it's good to know that every child is going to be eating when they get to school. And it's it's like a huge relief to also know that even those parents that don't qualify for food stamps and are still pinching pennies to get food, you know, in our baby's tummies, they'll be eating. You know what I mean? So it's like you said, Francis, less money on that grocery bill. Because I don't have boys, but my kid eats like one. I mean, that little girl can pack it in. I'm like, where you put it?
Yeah, I think it also removes the stigma that has previously been attached to, like, oh, you get free lunch or you get free meals. And it's like, no, you get food because you're here all day. And we feed you because we have you here all day. And I think that helps, you know, all of the students feel more like a community versus there's the haves and the haves not. At least on the food level, it helps to bridge that divide.
Yeah, because it's a communal thing. Everybody's in the lunch. You know, I went to school. Yeah. When I went to business school, the chef was like, I'm going to see.
I think
this is like,
you're kind of cutting out. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, but what were you saying? We can hear what you're telling us.
Oh, am I on me? Okay. But I just said, yes, activity, eating lunch. I remember when they would be cooking, we got to school. They literally and put it on a plastic tray. And like corn, you know, important.
Yeah, definitely. So I think one of the really happy about some of the initiatives that being we also the pre-K are really like building different families, you know, in schools, which is wonderful. And then we also consider, you know, different needs of different parents. Like, you know, some parents will continue to need, you know, a little additional support in making sure their children's educational needs are. So we also want to include them in our making sure, you know, all of our parents and families are taken care of. So also, moving towards like some of the things that on for parents this school year, what are some that you all think that pretty much thrive with back to school, like shopping for kids who are back to school, or just cooking and like managing everything? Do you have any like suggestions on helping parents get through this next 4 months of school year?
First semester.
Yeah, last year, my child has some special needs, some learning disabilities, but he's in mainstream classrooms. And so it's been a challenge for us. And so this year we came up with some specific goals. And he like came home a second day and one of his triggers happened and he's like, but I kept my cool, I didn't have a meltdown. He was like, it was so unfair, but I handled it. But it was because we set those goals of like, what does success for this year look like? And for us it was like, we're gonna make it less about what your grades are and all of these things, but how can you behave in a classroom and experience community, right? Like, how can you experience that? And so I think having really clear set goals of like, what is your goal? What's most important to you? So that when all of the other things happen, to where like if he gets a D on a spelling test, we're not going to freak out this year, because that's not what this year is about, right? Like, he does get grades, but like that's not what this year is about for us. And I think having realistic goals of like and expectations helps parents and our little ones, and not so little ones, um, feel more at peace and less anxiety ridden as we start this new year.
That is excellent. Completely agree. Uh, you know, before and really talking with like that. She does well in school, but I think really paying to like the social emotional aspect, like really is what's gonna help feed, a growing kid really, you know, really thrive this next.
Mm-hmm.
So they're really talking to her about that. So I think that's wonderful. Any other suggestions or ways you think parents can get through all this?
Well, the setting goal, uh, and we did set the goal, and that was for a reading medal from the library system.
Oh,
The reading medal. Now, it's funny because the system set up
Friends,
reading medal.
it's still cutting out. So
I don't know what's going on.
I'm sorry, we really want
I'll just say really, just reading medal. Just trying to have those into the, you know,
yeah.
just goal setting.
yeah.
How did he get the medal? We weren't able to.
We got the medal, and so now, and so that I told them gonna let their principal know their teacher, you know.
It's a big deal.
And go with the doctor. Like, oh, you give me a medal.
I know. I wish they had that for parents, right? Like if we had like a parent reading list. But I want a medal. Like I don't want to just read the book.
Right.
I want candy and a medal.
So, also, really trying to promote or encourage my team to read different books about culture and diversity. I really understanding things that are going on for us and other people, beautiful cultures. So I think that's also a great way to improve like the school year for like encouraging different things like that. Helps them to feel empowered, like who they are, how beautiful they are.
Yes, because you're trying to divide there. I had some battles with teachers and things, and okay, you know, kids, but trying to care of teachers again. You got teachers, you may have new stuff, and so just that and preparing, you know, like with reading medals, the top show them that we've been doing all summer.
Right.
Yeah.
I do want to make a note that Carmen Rose said that it might be helping if you're not speaking to mute your mic because there is a lot of still echoing. The echoing stopped. So I don't know who muted and then all of a sudden it just stopped. So it was you?
Oh.
Now we know. I don't even know what topic we're on. I'm just like letting everybody like talk and I'm like, yeah. Oh, it was the one goals, right?
I wonder where your red glasses were though. My feelings.
See, now you're not echoing though. So it does help when we mute.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Good to know. Good to know. Something I do want to like throw out there as a parent. I have an 8-year-old who is 4'8" and already 90 pounds. She goes through clothes so quickly, it's a headache. Her shoes
Yeah.
I'm like, you wore those twice and they don't fit you.
Right. Yeah.
So I do want to throw out there something that I do as a parent, and I've done it since Catalina was planned. So as soon as Nathan was like, let's have a baby, I was all like, I'm baby shopping. So I literally shop in the clearance section. And if it, like right now, we're going into winter, so all of the summer stuff is on clearance. So I buy all of the summer clearance in the next sizes up. So I know Carmen Rose, she's growing too fast. And yeah, I've been doing that since she was basically a baby. I mean, I had a closet full of clothes and I didn't have to buy anything until she was probably like 2, because I had already prepped like every season. I was like, oh, you should be around this size. You should be around this size. Oh, these clearance shoes. Okay, here we go. Like, oh yes, so I was all like clearance shoes with a $40, a 40% off, and I got Kohl's cash. Yes, I paid $2.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be like, I come home with this big old long receipt. Nathan's all like, those are some name brands, and I was all $3.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm just throwing those out there. That is something that I do for my sanity, because if I had to just like every time something didn't fit and I had to go to the store to just be like, okay, you need new clothes, I would, oh my gosh, I would not be able to do that. The sanity, I'm just thinking about that gives me anxiety. Like I feel tightness in my chest just thinking about, oh, mama's struggling right now. I need to pay PG&E. Oh, mama needs tires. Oh, and you need new clothes. Oh, you know what I mean? It's like, that is something that I do for me personally. And as a household. So I get ahead of clothes and shoes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I that's awesome.
That is a great suggestion. I think.
That's a good side hustle.
Yeah.
Honestly. Okay, because I'd pay somebody to do that for my kids.
I think that's great. It goes into like budgeting, and so that that's always like a top priority for parents. Budgeting, making sure like kids are still getting all the things that they need, and some of the things that they want, especially if you're just managing different things. So that's a great tip for parents to think about, especially if they can save money too. That's always important. Any other suggestions or ways parents can like thrive this fall season?
Don't feel pressured to buy the expensive school supplies. So, in a past life, I was a teacher. I taught, and these kids, some of the kids would come in with these really expensive supplies, and some of them would come in with just some supplies. And let me tell you, they all get used and broken the same. And so, I know there's sometimes like pressure, like my son, he has certain pencils he likes, and so I'll do that. But for the rest of it, if I know that he's not personally super invested in a thing, then I don't always get name brand school supplies for everything, because that stuff really adds up. And so that's just been a way that we did our school shopping, and it was like less than $40 for school supplies for all of it. And this is elementary age. So those lists get like, I'm like, what are we doing exactly at this point? But are we building a paper mache of the earth? I don't know why we need quite this many supplies. But I felt really good about the amount, because last year I think that was $120. So this year, the same size list. So just me budget shopping. Like I went to the Dollar Tree for some stuff, and just like I was like, my ethics are gonna have to meet my bank account, and really just not having to feel bad about that, and just being like, this is what makes financial sense for our household, and it's done. Like when he started school, because we started earlier. When it's done, once he started, we had it, and it's just like. And this has been the easiest year. And this is the first year that I gave myself permission to be like, you know what, we're getting store brand everything.
I
Yeah.
also feel like it's important too for parents to also teach budget and finance to their kids, because it's like if I let Catalina go off the wall, she'd go off the wall getting all kinds of stuff. But it's like she's like, "Oh, I want this," and I was like, "You got $50?" Like, and she's like, "No." She's all like, how much do I have in my bank account, Mom? You don't want to spend $50 out of your bank account, and it's like, there I am. I'm like, okay, you want this? Do you want to get for the same price? Do you want to get three things, or do you want to get one thing? You know what I mean? I'm like, how much does this really mean to you? You know, are you gonna wear this like until it's like talking to you? You know, until your shoes are like talking to you? Are you gonna wear this until there's like holes and it's thin and it's like basically a crop top? Like, how much do you love this? You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's like, she's like, no. And she's like, I'll take the $8 one. I'm like, good girl. Thank you. Thank you. You know, and I mean, I take her with me to pay all the bills. You know, she pays the car insurance. She pays the, you know, the car payments. She, you know, and it's like, she's like, how much was this? How much was this? Oh my God, that's a lot of money. And I was like, because life is expensive. I was like, you know, my mom didn't teach me these things. So that's why I'm teaching you these things. You know, my mom used to like go off the wall and buy all these things for school. And it's like, then I would see her struggling. I never said anything, you know, but it's like, those were things that she felt that she needed to do as a parent, was to go overboard. And I didn't need those things. You know what I mean? But the communication wasn't there. So I also feel like communication is also very important with kids when it comes to not just school, but like life in general.
Yeah.
Now I gotta log on at 12:30, but so my tip before I leave is that you get all your medical appointments done, like, because I gotta take my three to the dentist, and so it's just important to get that stuff out the way. Get those COVID vaccines, try to get the monkeypox vaccine. I mean, I don't have really any information about that, but just throwing it out there, get some hand sanitizer, and just get ready to deal with various health issues, because when you go to school, when the kids are in school, you're just exposed to a lot. So, just take care of their health needs and your own as well. Mental health, whatever is going on, just get at least the wheels rolling on it. So when school starts, that won't be something you have to really think about. You're already in the process.
Yes. Thank you so much, Francis. That is so true. And it's a great reminder, since the COVID vaccine is available now for the younger kids, and I'm definitely not considering, but understand that's like very important with them entering the school setting, and that's I'm glad you mentioned that since we're all trying to really stay healthy, um, in different ways. So that's definitely a great, way for parents to continue to stay healthy and keep their families healthy as we like do more and more things post pandemic.
Definitely. Okay, I gotta go. Let me get these kids to the dentist. Okay, pray for me. Lord have mercy.
Thank you,
Always
friends.
fun.
We hope to see you too next month. And we
Okay.
love all of your feedback and your wonderful thoughts, and continue to have a great day. Okay.
Okay. Thank y'all. I'll connect with you guys about some other stuff that's happening for Franimate Studios end of the month. So, okay. Love
Okay.
y'all. Your kids. All right. Peace.
So yes. So we just have a couple more things I wanted to talk about before we end our live. What so I wanted us to kind of talk about what are some like kids must haves. Like we talked about some of the supplies, like for my kids, we talked about like different things. Like my daughter's like, oh, I think it's great that they have the universal meals, but I also want to bring like some snacks too, like certain snacks that they may want to have. And then she was talking to me about like I have to have my skincare routine together, mom. And so, different things like happening like for our kids. And then my twins like want new backpacks. So those are some things that, are my kids must have for this school season. Do you guys have any thoughts about that? Like,
My son's must have this year was earplugs. We even got it written into his 504. Yeah. It's no, because he's like, when we're having quiet time, like to do their assignments, he's like, I need to actually be quiet. So the earplugs like people wear like at the airport or something, the little ones you stuff in? That was his must have for the year. He's in elementary school. I find it both like adorable and amusing sometimes because he's just like, these kids. And I'm like, and you are the adult, right?
That's awesome though, that he knows that that's what he needs to succeed, because I don't think Catalina's realized that she needs that. She realized that while she was doing homeschool and over the computer, she would mute the computer, or I would like see her lower the volume completely. And I was like, you don't know what the teacher's saying. And she was like, well, I can't hear the teacher anyways because no one's shutting up. So it's like, I'm sure the classroom's the same way. So now that you're saying that, I'm going to probably have to have a conversation with her, because I'm sure it's something that does bother her, but she doesn't realize it because she's in person. So that's
yeah.
really good. Her must-haves are shoes. She's like a fashionista. She has like so much more fashion than I ever will. That's her shoes.
I think that's super sweet. And we want to make sure our kids are having a great school year. I know I'm really excited, but I'm also like, oh my God, like, but I think it's completely understandable for us parents. Let's see. So we also talked about post-pandemic. We talked about staying healthy, the COVID vaccine, um, importance of social emotional support. Any other things that we should consider, like post-pandemic, having our kids return to school?
I have no idea. Like with the monkeypox, the COVID boosters, it keeps changing. And I don't know like what I'm supposed to be doing, like at any given time. Like I know we got the vaccine, and then that's why I was like, how frequently do we do it? Because he couldn't get the vaccine when we got the vaccine, so our vaccine schedules are different. And so I think like that's something that in the beginning of the pandemic and once the vaccine came out, there was constant information about this is how frequently you do this is where you do this is how long this is good. But see, even in the comments, we're like 4 to 8 months, 6 to 8 months. When in a classroom, I call them petri dishes, right? Like I want to know, like, is it 4 or 6? Because if it's 4, we're getting them done in 4. Like they are little petri dishes. And then with the monkeypox, I'm just like, goodness gracious. Like, I don't want to be like fear driven and like just over anxious about everything. But it's like, from my understanding, this wasn't really prevalent last school year in the US. So school years is where all of these kids, and especially elementary and middle school kids, well, all of them, let's just be honest, they touch each other, they touch all of their things, they love on each other. But that's how communicable, infections are passed. And so I think that emotional social support for parents, I'm still working through that part of like not projecting that anxiety onto my kids while at the same time wanting to protect them. What have you all figured out, or have you, or are you with me in that? Like, I'm trying to figure this out. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. That's like the main thing. I think just continue to communicate with the schools, and see, if there's other things that we can do to assist them. Maybe that'll like also help to ease the burden, because, like the teachers really care. They want to make sure our kids are safe and healthy. So maybe it's certain things that the parents can just, like really, talk with the teachers about in the schools to just, you know, keep an eye out or monitor if there's different things that we can do. Because I mean, I definitely would be like willing or available or to provide, my suggestions or thoughts. So I'm sure other parents feel the same way. Um, yeah.
Yeah. My same. I have so much anxiety when it comes to COVID. I feel like I have PTSD from it. And I've, knock on wood, Catalina has not gotten it. I've gotten it twice, and Nathan's gotten it once. And even in a small apartment, it's like we were walking around with masks, and Catalina literally had the whole apartment to herself when me and Nathan got it. We were in the room, like I could hear her, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Making a peanut butter and jelly," and I'm like, "Okay, don't use the sharp knife. Use the use a spoon," And it's like I'm so nervous. Like every day I take her to school, I'm just like, wear your mask, please sanitize, don't touch, I'm just like, but at the same time, it's like, I want her to be a kid too, and it's so hard to manage those things. And I just communicate with her, I'm like, some people are going to wear masks, some people are not, some are like vaccinated, some are not, some parents are completely anti-vaccination, all these things. And I'm like, and everyone has their right, I was like, but all we can do is do what you can do. And that's basically in this household, all we can do is what we can do. If we get sick, at least we know we tried our hardest, not to get sick. So that's where I'm at right now. So
Yes. Wow, I know. So, I mean, thank you so much for really sharing, um, different parts of like your family lives, and it does provide like insight to helping parents like also like navigate these things and really, keep their families healthy and safe. Let's see. So we're just wrapping up our live discussion. I quickly wanted to talk about, parent voices. They are really great about creating certain spaces for families and children and parents. And we just wanted to talk about, different things that we have going on at Parent Voices as far as like AB 92, the family fees. Like we want to, continue to have parents, know about the different work that we're doing in the community to make sure we're eliminating the family fees. Also, we're having upcoming focus groups, which they should be hearing about soon in the next couple of weeks, that are really important for us to get their feedback and thoughts about different things, social services, child and youth mental health, IEPs, and also focus groups related to Spanish speaking parents. Very important things. Hello, I'm sorry. If you can request to join, but I was just ending the discussion just to let everyone know about the upcoming actions and things that we're working on in Parent Voices. So hopefully you all can join us next month. I did want to still hear from Adrena and they Shamika, but I think I'll go ahead and end the live. And if you have any more thoughts or comments, you can always reach out to Parent Voices and also me, Gia, the host of this live. And I can't wait to talk with you all next month. And if we can't wait to hear from you. So thank you so much. And this is Parent Voices Unfiltered.